As long as you ain't saying nothing negative about me, keep speaking nicely about me. I want to hear your voice, and people should be empowered to listen to your voice. As long as you're saying something nice about me. Don't say nothing mean, because I'm going to have you shut down. That's right. Propaganda. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to be here with you today. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk about a couple of things and to also give my personal views and opinion about Meghan Markle's Spotify podcast coming out, and that she's going to start putting up episodes of her podcast in the summer. And it was mentioned that, she had to wait because there was a lot of misinformation out there. That's just an excuse, right? Because it's been, 2 years? Okay, you know what? Just in that statement is misinformation. You talking misinformation just by making a statement about waiting because of misinformation, right? Because this deal has been going on for a couple of years. This was announced a couple of years ago. So you know what? Look, if there was misinformation, then why sign the deal 2 years ago? Because if there's misinformation going on with Spotify, why would you even want to sign a deal if you see, something's wrong here with this channel? You guys are not giving the facts. I'm not signing with you. It's like you see someone behaving badly, you sign a deal, you do nothing, and then you're like, no one's, I haven't put anything out in a while. Let me just blame it on some misinformation that you had. Yeah, misinformation. Misinformation. Okay, y'all, I'm ready because they done cleared up the misinformation. Okay, your whole statement, misinformation. So that's one thing, and this is what I'm going to be talking about, this whole misinformation and things that are going on. So apparently, Yankee Wally's channel has been taken down. Yes, it's been taken down. And I know that there is this journalist called Ellie Hall who may have had something to do with her channel being taken down. I don't know that for sure. I heard that Yankee Wally spoke with this Ellie Hall for 2 hours and gave information that may have been recorded by Ellie Hall, and then information comes out that Ellie Hall has misinterpreted people's quotes, omission of information from people's quotes to kind of slant the narrative one way. She has been accused of doing things that are not aligned with journalistic practices. And then I hear about what's happened with Yankee Wally and all of the things that were going on with the report around this bot sentinel. And it just sounds to me like there was a clear targeting of Yankee Wally to get her taken down. I do believe that there is some kind of relationship with the Meghan Markle people and the people that are very pro Meghan that have these voices to come out and say, there's people talking about Meghan in a negative way. We have to call this hate, and we have to get these people taken down. There's definitely a correlation between the fighting of the pro Meghan people and the not so pro Meghan people. And this has definitely, in my opinion, has a hierarchy of being funneled down by the royals over in Montecito. Yes, those pretend royals in Montecito. They we don't like this PR. This doesn't make us look good. This is, because you think about people who have power and they always want to try to control the narrative because the propaganda can't flourish if there's opposition to the message that they are spewing. Yes, that's how it works. So look at the leaders that have tried to rule the world even now with their propaganda. What is the first thing that they do? Well, they shut down the people that are coming up and having opposition. Just like what's going on over there in Ukraine. Hey, they try to protest. They getting shut down as soon as one person steps out with a sign. Like, we are controlling the narrative, because in order for people to believe the propaganda, we can't let them hear something that will allow them to critically think about, the opposition to what the propaganda is being spewed out there. So it's a clear tactic. And I see that as what is happening now with all of the people that come out and speak so negatively, they say, or hate with Meghan Markle. And so now they're trying to fight all of the people coming out that are trying to mess with the propaganda. It's like, oh no, we got to shut you down. You can't have an opinion. You can't have an opinion about not liking our God of Montecito. You cannot do this, because this will definitely ruin the message. The message. So for me personally, I look at all of this and I can see them trying to do this to hurt people, all while Meghan is coming out with her Spotify to finally allow her voice to be heard. I guess now she feels more empowered to allow her voice to be heard, because there's some momentum to start to shut people's voices down, with also the shutting down of Samantha Markle's Twitter account. And so I find that very okay, so this YouTube account is gone. There's a lawsuit being filed because of misinformation. And now Meghan comes out to finally start her podcast and to really start having her voice heard, while shutting down other people's voices, because it is my opinion that I think that this is all coming from Meghan, and she has these people working on her behalf, because hey, it's not looking good for her brand. So I think about her making her quotes where she talks about specifically women empowerment and allowing them to have their voices heard. So you guys remember this quote where she said, where Meghan Markle said, women don't need to find a voice. They already have a voice. They need to feel empowered to use it. And people need to be encouraged to listen. But don't listen to their voice. Don't listen to those YouTubers, and my sister coming out and trying to use her voice. Don't listen to her voice either. So this right here, this quote in itself is misinformation, because you are trying to shut down voices of other people that you don't like what they're saying. It's just it's like the murkiness of it all, like Murky Meg's channel, like the murkiness, murky. And it takes me to why I think we can be missing the message, or how they're trying to make us miss the message. And the message should always be, at the same time, the choices of Meghan and her husband is what is spewing all of this divide and conflict between pro and not pro Meghan and all this. It's like people can see, hey, there's something not right about this married couple and what they're doing, because it's sinister. There's like this evil underbelly of propaganda that is trying to belly its way up to the surface and to bring misinformation out to everybody that they are great, very humanitarian, wanting to help, loving, let's hear your voice, woman, all this thing. This is what they want it to be, but there's an opposition to that, and people are starting to butt heads around it all. And for me personally, I think about what I've always said, is that the powerful voices that know who Meghan Markle is and what she is doing, what she's done, need to have a vocal voice to allow people to really shut down this bickering, so that we can really see who this couple really, really is and what it is that they're trying to do. Because when people hear their voices, then they really, they believe it. And they're like, oh, this is what they're doing. This is propaganda. Oh, okay. You know, so it can become very twisted and a lot of just back and forth gobbledygook. It's just like craziness in the world, right? So I think about what happened during the civil rights movement. And this is why I think that people need to say something about what they're doing, especially when they see it. And I know people have said to me, well, the Obamas didn't invite them to their birthday party. And Michelle Obama said, you know, family first. So she was clearly saying what Meghan Markle did is wrong. But was it really clear to a lot of people without really saying her name? Was it really clear? Okay, maybe she has to do it that way because she can't really come out saying very directly, you know, woman, what's wrong with you? Stop it. Like, she can't really come out and say it like this, like give her the smack down publicly. She can only do it in a very indirect kind of way. Okay, I get that. So, you know, I'm trying to find my way through all of this, but I do remember that, you know, during the civil rights movement, it was a very intentional act to have someone not get up from their seat on the bus to cause the movement to really get started. That was an intentional act when Rosa Parks sat in that front of that bus and said she did not want to get up. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Her actions that day helped to spark national attention for the Montgomery bus boycott and furthered momentum of the civil rights movement taking hold in the South. And it was so much of an intentional act that Rosa Parks was actually the chosen woman to actually do that. And what mattered about Rosa Parks? What mattered? Why did they want her specifically to be the woman that started the movement by not getting up out of her seat that day? Well, because who she was as a person mattered. Her character mattered. She could not have anything within her character or things outside of her race come up to validate, you know, people not listening to her. So she had to be a woman of good standing and stature and just very well-refined woman. Because it was initially thought that perhaps a young, unmarried, pregnant girl would have done this. I think it was talked about her being the one doing it, but they shut that down because they could not have an unwed black girl pregnant out of wedlock, especially during this time, being the representative or the person, you know, sparking this movement, because then her character would become under attack. And this is what I see going on with Meghan. It's like, we're allowing this woman to have this voice about all the great things that she is doing without really looking at her character. And that at the end of the day really is the main, like, that is what is happening. That is what has to stay on the forefront of all of this. Like, teachable moments, folks, teachable moments. Your character matters. It matters so much that when you try to speak out to you know, have a voice on behalf of Black people, your character better be upstanding. And you can't go around dissing your in-laws and you know, treating your family very poorly while at the same time trying to be uplifted as this great person. Like, that don't go. There is a mismatch with the message and the messenger. And that is what I find happening with Meghan and everything that she has done. Those people that are very pro Meghan and everything that she does, I can see them being very happy about her and what she does. And, you know, everything seems so, oh, she's an angel, she's beautiful, she's smart. Don't look at her character, y'all, because she treated her family like crap. And this is what it is. It's like the YouTubers that are, and the people that tweet about all of this, we're the ones saying, but don't look at her, y'all. Look at how she treated her family. Look at how she lies. Like, we're the ones saying that. But the other pro-Meghan people are like, oh, look what she did. She donated vegetables to a school in Harlem. Look at what she did. Look at what she did. She married into the royal family as a half black woman. Look what she did. Oh, she got a humanitarian award from the NAACP. Look at her black mama. Look what she did. We just love you. We just love you. But we like, so look at her character, y'all. Look at what she did to her daddy. Look at how she lied on her sister and wanted her sister to look like she a skank. Like, look at what she did, y'all. Look at what she did. Like, we're saying this. But there are people that don't want to look at the things that this woman has done. And so at the end of the day, this becomes the message to distract from Meghan's character and who she is as a person by trying to shut down people like Samantha and Yankee Wally's sites because they do not want the message of this woman they're trying to uplift. They want that message to not rise up to educate the people because it messes with the propaganda that they're trying to spew out into the world. And it is all about teaching good values, good character, being the best upstanding person that you can be. And of course, sure, we all make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, what do? What does a good leader do? A good leader takes responsibility. And just like that, my camera died. Okay, so as a leader, what do? You uphold your values while at the same time, when people speak in a certain way towards you, you're able to accept that and say, you know, I may have been wrong in this situation, and you keep going. You allow other women to speak their voice, even if they have something to say about you and you don't like it. Strong leadership is not easy to do. And Meghan trying to show herself as a leader while also trying to shut down people and other women to not have their voices heard clearly shows you what kind of person she is. Of course, my opinion. Unless you're speaking to the great value and great woman that Meghan Markle is supposed to be, if you're not saying these things, then we're going to shut you down. We don't want to hear what you have to say. So that in itself contradicts the things that Meghan has been saying about when she wants to have women be empowered to speak their mind and to have their voices heard, and people need to be encouraged to listen. Well, hey, look, people are listening. People are listening to the voices of those that do not speak highly of Meghan because they are starting to think critically about who Meghan Markle really is. They're listening. But Meghan's not going to speak to empower these women's voices to be heard because at the end of the day, what really is all about Meghan? It's all about her having this worship of the people. As long as you ain't saying nothing negative about me, keep speaking nicely about me. I want to hear your voice. And people should be empowered to listen to your voice. As long as you're saying something nice about me. Don't say nothing mean, because I'm going to have you shut down. That's right. Propaganda. We are going back to the propaganda, the ways of leaders and how they used to rule. Hey, don't y'all know I'm here in America and I'm the new princess of America, and if I'm going to be the princess of America, y'all better listen to what I'm saying to you and listen to what my fans are saying and how wonderful I am. I don't want to hear the voices of the women who criticize my character. I don't want to listen to the voices of those that do not speak highly of me. I'm the new Duchess of America, and you better listen to me and speak kindly of me, or I'm going to have you shut down. Yes, I'm going to have you shut down. So I want to show you guys something that I got when I went to Walmart. You guys see this? It says, stand together. Okay? So what this shirt implies, it implies, you know, as women of color, black women of color, we need to stand together, be together cohesively as a unit. But I think the short saying needs to be a little bit longer. I think it should be stand together and be better, right? As Black women, yeah, I'll stand with my fellow sister girl. Hey, sister girl, yeah, come on, stand next to me, girl. Come on, stand next to me. You know, and I will give my fellow sister girl praise all day long. But I should not excuse her bad behavior and say, well, do what you want to do, girl. Go ahead, do what you want to do. But I'm going to stay with you because you Black. Yes, I'm gonna stand next to you because you know what, you Black. You know, your character, all that don't matter, right? I'm going to just be with you because I can relate to you as a sister girl, right? No, I don't think so. We have to be accountable for our actions just like they did back in the civil rights days. And if I have a fellow sister girl who is clearly misrepresenting information, lying on people, being dismissive of people that knew her before she even had anything, just disowning family that have given you your platform, they have given you great things. Now, perhaps you may not like some things that they have done, but you know what? You can't have everything. And it doesn't mean that just because someone is calling you out or trying to put you, in your place, doesn't mean you have the right to criticize them. Because you've gotten a lot of things in return on the other end. The things that they didn't even do back during the civil rights movement. And that was, what is your character like? Who are you as a person? You want to represent us Black people. I have to be more critical of you and your voice that you are going to use. Are you going to use it in a way that is upstanding? Or are you going to spew vitriol and hate and misinformation? How are you going to behave? Now, I'll stand with you, but I have to know the answers to these questions. Yes. And that's what it is that we need to do. So as Meghan goes off onto her whole new Spotify journey, let's see how she'll represent herself. Will she do the right thing and clean up the mess that she has started, or will she just gloss over it? I don't know. But I know in this day and age, we all need to be more accountable for our behaviors and own up to when we make mistakes. And this is how you can stand together and be better, because they do go together.